Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Spill Zone, a brand new puzzle game where the goal is to make the entire puzzle one single color by spilling one color into another. A unique, challenging, and utterly addictive game. Like all great puzzle games, the concept is simple, but it requires strategy to complete the puzzle in the fewest moves possible. So get ready to experiment, fail, and repeat. Spill Zone. Download this challenging puzzle game to your Android or iOS device, and best of all, it's free. That's spill.zone. Spill Zone. One small pour for man, one giant spill for mankind. Download it today.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Gentlemen, get out your calendars because I need to start doing some scheduling here. And I just don't have time to talk to you during the day. Just really have no interest in doing that.
So our calendars?
I'm a busy person. Yes.
Okay.
Calendars out because I originally was planning a team lunch. We're probably going to throw that out. We're probably just not going to do that. Because Jimmy Cerrito has reached out, and Jimmy has, let me see what the date is. Jimmy has offered the Mike O'Mara Show. That would be Oscar, Rob, and myself. And we're first, but I wanted to do that with everybody in the room.
Sure.
Because I know we've got Rofo here, and he's next on the pecking order, so
awesome.
I wanted to do that. So
really?
October 5th.
Ahead of Pony?
Well, no, Pony's here, too. Pony goes without saying. Pony's first.
Oh. Okay. Yeah,
Pony's
okay.
It goes, I mean, I don't want to do a pecking order show here, but I mean, it's just everybody here. So he's got 3 tickets for us. 3 tickets for, let me see, hold on just a second.
But to be clear, we're still
October
allowed
15th cap game.
We're still allowed to have lunch that day,
Aren't we already
right?
hanging out with you on the 14th?
Me for the meet and greet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not. Hey, excuse me, Mister Up in the Clouds. I'm not. I'm asking if anybody's interested in going to a free hockey game, douche magoosh.
Oh,
I'm not asking to hanging out with me.
I mean,
for God's sake, I'm a happening guy. I'm going back into the city that I spent 30 years. You hump. I can get as many people as I want to come. I'm picking you guys because Jimmy said that if the other guys want to come, that's why I'm passing this along. Would you like me to? All right. Here we go.
Hey, Mike. While we're on the topic, stop the presses.
What does the fuck say?
Here's Rob Spiewak with a major
coming.
announcement.
Hey,
Yeah, that's right.
Somebody's coming. Woo! And that somebody is Mike O'Mara. And you'll have a chance to meet him and greet him and
you
hang
guys
out
too.
with him on Wednesday, October 14th, right here in the nation's capital. In fact, the entire TMOS crew will be at the Mad Fox Brewing Company's Glover Park Tap Room. It's Mike, Oscar, Rob, and all the rest in their first ever.
All right. I want you to blow that copy up. That's ridiculous.
Oh, but I love somebody's coming.
Wait, hold on. When have you ever led with me? You don't lead with me. It's the show.
But when has it ever been the fact that the appearance is happening because you're in town?
You're in town.
That's the story.
But
remember
hold
when
on.
you left us for dead?
Yeah.
Yes, but hold on.
Now you're coming back.
Yeah. You're like, just like Jesus Christ himself.
I see. You know
The
what?
resurrection?
I have no sense. I have no sense whatsoever that I'm not with you guys every day, and sometimes painfully so. Okay, I see you all. I see your faces. We work together every day, so there's no sense on my part that I'm not there. Okay,
Right.
I'm here every day. So I mean, it's all of us. We're going to be there on October 14th. All right.
That's why
Now,
it's so special.
Let me change the copy then, okay?
Thank you. All right. So
here we
join
go.
us at the. All right. Go.
All right. Stop the presses.
What does the fuck say?
Someone's still here. It's Mike, Oscar, Rob, and all the rest in their first ever Washington, D.C. event. From 6 till 9 p.m., come spend some time and have a brew with your favorite.
Hold on. What do you mean their first ever Washington, D.C. event?
We have never done a meet and greet in the District of Columbia.
Well,
Technically
I
true.
have. I've done appearances in D.C. for years.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I'm saying, but not based on this show.
Yeah.
But don't you think when you're being so suburban, you're being so like in your little
he's
area.
in the big city, that's why.
That's
And
what
also, we're
it's
trying
like.
to call
D.C.
attention.
is Leesburg, Annapolis, Baltimore, the whole thing. Why do you have to say it's
Only-
a big deal that we're coming across a border that's 12 miles from your house?
It's a big deal for Rob.
It's a big deal for the people that are in D.C.
No,
they
it's
need to
not.
realize that we are here.
Most
And
of
it's
the people
first
that
time
are
ever.
in D.C. live out in the burbs anyway, and everybody drives through over. You're not alone. You do it every day. day. Pony does it every day.
But they're here. We want them to know there's something, Mike. There's something special to attach to this, and obviously it's not the fact that you're traveling because we've already determined that. I wanted to make it somehow. Mike. It's the sizzle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
It is.
sizzle.
All right. All right.
All right, start
he's
again,
right.
but,
All right, here we
soften that whole thing about the big deal that you're coming across the city,
Okay.
Virginia boy.
Watch
okay,
this.
thank
Okay.
you.
Stop the presses.
What does the fox
Here is
say?
energy waning now, beating him down.
Guess who's still here? And they're always in Washington, D.C., so come on out and see them since they're always here. From 6 till 9 p.m., come spend some time and have a brew with your favorite podcast buddies right here at the Mad Fox Brewing Company's Glover Park
Who
Tap
are the
Room.
podcast buddies?
It's Mike, Oscar, and Rob.
There
Also,
you go. Thank you.
Pony and
What
and
date
Rob Ford.
again?
It's Wednesday, October 14th.
Okay.
That's right, from 6 till 9 p.m. You know who else might be there? Mac.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Mac
I'm
attack.
excited about that. That's
Maybe
great.
Rachel.
That's good.
Maybe Adrian.
Yeah,
Who
it'll be fun.
knows? It's at 2218 Wisconsin Avenue Northwest. You got that? Good.
Are you talking to me?
No, it's the copy.
Why were you looking right at me when you said it with that attitude?
That's in
huh?
the copy.
All right.
Read it, Oscar. What does it say? The address.
Oh, it says for the first time ever.
No. Go skip down. Skip down.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. 2218 Wisconsin Avenue, Northwest.
And then,
All right.
Got it? Good.
see, it's in the copy.
For the first time ever.
Don't say that part.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Hey,
it's gonna-
Mike's back in town, everybody. He's been gone for decades. He decided to stop by. We
Right.
usually have him on the television,
Stop by.
live in person.
All right. So, all right, we done with that? So we're going to be there Wednesday night. Now, Thursday night, Jimmy's invited us all to a hockey game with great seats.
What do we
Really,
How great-
really
how
great.
great are they, Mike?
7th row.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's you know that.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. So Oscar's in.
That's
it's
good
going to
enough for
be. Okay. All right. So hold on
How
just
nice
a
of
second.
you. Hey, stop the presses. Oscar's coming in to D.C.
I live here, for God's sake.
Oscar's
including-
staying in D.C.
Rob, you gotta
including
come now.
unlimited.
What?
Including unlimited beer, wine, soda buffet until the start of the third period in the private Rinkside Cafe near our seats.
It'll be a
That's
it'll
what
be
he's offering
just
us.
so you know, Mike, I'm not going to be the funnest of guests, not because I don't want to be, it's because I have class the next morning.
Well, I'm not
morning.
either because I've got a
Funny,
big
I
auction
will
to
be.
do Friday. Well, then
Good,
you
good.
can. Are you
Yes.
coming?
I wouldn't miss that. Are you kidding?
All right. So it's got food, drink. It's all included.
Drink
and, and so
Food,
far, it's
food, drink.
it's Jimmy's friend Lumpy is going to be there from Canada.
I can't go.
You don't even know the guy.
What of
You
Lumpy?
don't even know.
How do we not know of Lumpy?
You probably have met Lumpy. Lumpy comes from, really way, way, way up in the Great White North, like Eskimo
Mike,
country.
I've met
up
him
in there.
before. Absolutely. He spends
You've met Lumpy?
his off season is what is it? He cuts down great oaks and he serves lumberjacks. That's what he does.
That's how far north he
Yes.
is. That's
Wow.
what he does up
Is
there.
Lumpy like describe his physical appearance?
No.
you-
He's like a
you
man's
know-
man.
Do you know who he looks like? And this is really obscure, but this is for our older listeners. He appears to be a young Rod Steiger. That's the way he looks.
Not Rod Stewart.
If you want to look up Rod Steiger's face, that's what he looks like. And so he's got the tickets, and we're invited. So if it's you two guys, then we're
Like
done.
an
Nobody
on
else.
the waterfront Rod Steiger?
Right. Now maintaining the fact that I'm going to be in D.C. that whole week, and my wife's going to be out in Manassas. I am also. Pony sent me an email that there's another hockey game that there are some tickets available. Have you heard back from that guy?
Yes, I have. I got the number, and I sent it back to you a couple days ago.
What day is that?
Wait. When did you send me? Via email or by
By
text?
email.
By email.
Electronic mail.
Yes.
It's all right. Pony's emails get there slower than other emails.
But very
Pony,
deliberately.
What date are we looking at for
I don't
the
know.
other game? Why don't we look that up?
Yeah,
I'm
let's
looking
take
it
a
up right
Thank
now.
you. Appreciate it.
And you know what? As soon as we find the date, you can bet Mike will be there.
Well, because maybe we could have a packed dance calendar for Mike now that he's back in town.
Back in town. And it's like he never left.
Yes.
That would be Tuesday, October 12th.
All right, so you go 12th,
Columbus
13th,
Day.
14th.
Hey, my
Boom,
anniversary.
bam. Look at that.
So that's going to be Tuesday, the hockey
Tuesday.
game.
As Rob Ford
October
just
12th.
said, Mike. Columbus Day.
That's Monday, right? Isn't Monday Columbus
Well, it
Day?
might be observed, but 12th is traditional
The
Columbus
12th
Day.
is a Monday.
No.
Well, the email says Tuesday, October 12th. Let's look at a calendar.
Yes, it's October
It would have
13th.
to
Then.
be,
It's
yeah.
the 13th. For sure the 13th, Mike.
All right. I'm just trying.
So
to
you've got the
figure this out.
13th, 14th, and 15th booked.
So yeah. Well, I don't know who's going on the 13th.
Well,
yet, though.
it's got to
me and
be
another.
Rob Spiewak.
No, it's not. Rob's going
On the
Thursday
But
night.
couldn't he go on the 12th?
Rob
or 13th
doesn't.
as well?
Yeah, like Rob's going to go to 2 hockey games in a week.
Well,
from
what other
Leesburg.
friend would you like to go with you?
I might take Matt. Are you interested in going, or do,
Pony?
if you don't care, Rofo would probably be.
Yeah, I'm not a
He
big
wants to go
sports
with
guy.
Rob.
I'm
He
in.
just basically
I'm
said
in.
that.
Yeah,
I'm in.
go
Yeah.
for it.
No, I just said because I'm not going to
No,
put Pony
you
on the
knew right
spot.
away.
You know what,
You're
Oscar?
like
I'm not going to
Pervitin
put Pony
guy.
on the spot,
Yeah,
and not
Yeah.
because he wouldn't want to go. I figure Rofo's more of a sports
You know who
fan,
would be a
that's
lot
all.
more fun? Mac.
Yeah.
Big
True.
hockey fan.
He's a die-hard. He knows every player and every
Rofo,
play.
if we do, so we have tickets to that Tuesday game, and they're good seats too, right?
Yes.
Pony,
they're
I'm
good
asking
seats.
you. Hello. All right, very good.
Mike, I appreciate the offer, but I
Yeah.
think it should go to the sports guy, Rofo.
Does it
Rofo.
have the fact to go? Does it have to do with the fact that it would interrupt?
I really
spaghetti
think
night?
it should go to you, Pony.
Hey, you know it'd be fun if you have 2 tickets. Why not send Pony and Mac?
Mike, why don't we?
Because I want to go. I'm in D.C. I want to go bad.
Why don't we
I
send
love
you
hockey.
with a listener? We'll have a sweepstakes. There's enough time.
I do that in the spring. I do that. I sacrifice my body in the spring.
Your
I
body.
Do that. Yeah.
My body.
I do. I sacrifice.
You
in the
like my
spring for that.
body?
And that's out of my pocket.
Yeah,
So,
but they
you know
have to
what?
be in Florida. This is our core DC audience. You're not here all the time. They can go
Yeah,
with
well,
you.
you know, I
First
don't
time
believe
ever.
the tickets were given to you, were they, Oscar?
No,
they
no,
were
no.
given to me.
Yeah,
and
but-
you know what? Since
this is your show.
Since Rofo can't go on Thursday, well, Rofo, on a scale of 1 to 10, going to a hockey game, how where does that rate for you?
I've never been before, and I hear it's an amazing experience. And I'd love to go with one Mike O'Mara.
He's never been before.
He's never.
Now that's
been.
somebody who's never been to a
Yeah,
hockey
you should
game.
go, and you have to go with Mike. You'll be able to see all
A Turbo
sides of
fan
Mike
like
O'Mara.
Mike, that's
yeah,
a fantastic
Yeah.
time.
I'm
Tell
not,
the ice. Tell the ice.
And you know what?
I've heard stories.
You'll never forget that.
You'll
You'll
have,
never forget that.
You're gonna have a lot of quality time with Mike when you pick him up and drive him there, and when you drive him back to his hotel room.
No, but also I'm not going to be. We're all going to be fun Thursday night. But to be perfectly honest, I have a function, the auction that I have to do on Friday, and I don't want to be, and we have a show, and I want to be, I want to be with it.
A professional.
I
Absolutely.
want to be a pro. I
Yeah,
want to be,
exactly.
but it shouldn't stop us from enjoying that super buffet Jimmy talked about. And Rofo, they're great seats too. Pony, make sure we get them, and we'll be good to
All
go.
right.
And the dance card is that is a full week, ladies
Locked
and gentlemen.
in.
Yeah.
Locked
I don't
in.
think I can't remember the last time I've had 4 days out of the 5.
That's when you
where
lived here, Mike.
Something's going. No,
But you know, too
no,
many
I didn't
people-
do anything.
Oh,
there.
yeah, it
To
is.
many people, he never left.
Oh yeah.
That's wonderful. That's it. So I'm looking forward to it, and should be fun. Let me see. Tuesday will be fun. We'll enjoy that, Rofo.
Unless his mom calls.
Oh.
Yes, unless his mom calls. But I figured it's payback for all the crap that I gave Rofo yesterday.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it was
think that's
warranted.
just-
I don't know any grown man that says, "Settle down. I'm talking to my mom," to another grown man.
That's true.
Settle down. My mother called.
my mother.
Hey,
Hey,
just to let you know, I wasn't dicking around.
Well, I should hope not.
What do you mean you weren't
Not
dicking
with your
around?
mom.
God,
I wasn't blatantly blowing you off. That's
Yeah,
why.
a lot of
I
I don't think you were
Here.
blowing me off at all. You were telling me to settle down, and that's
Yeah.
unacceptable. And we've
because you said
established
type
that.
faster.
Yeah, I
See,
said type
this
fast.
attitude that
Oh,
we're talking
see.
about here.
It's starting to rear its head.
This
Yeah.
is what really doesn't really work for us.
Yeah, but you know,
Yes.
but you
Yeah.
gotta be fair. He's over an hour away from his hookah.
Yeah, that's right.
You said type faster.
I'll
And-
show
and-
him.
and
My
also-
mom had something important to tell me.
I'll show him type faster. Click, 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 click.
I told my mom that, hey, Mike is texting me. Let me call you back.
And how did she react to that?
She said, okay.
How about a little less of your mom and more of us? You know what I mean? I don't want to have to hear about your mom when we're working together.
Hey,
God
you-
bless
you-
her. She's
you
a very
brought her-
sweet
you
lady.
brought her up.
Yeah, she direct messaged me. Well, I'm not gonna not tell you about that.
My mom direct messaged
She
you?
wrote me a direct message.
What'd she
yes.
say?
Well, I don't like talking about your mom, so we're not going to talk about
Were
it.
there any pictures?
That's between you, your mom, and I. I'm sorry.
okay.
Any pictures?
I'm really, you
No
know,
picture.
I
She was
love
very
you to
sweet. She
death.
was
You
very
know, you're
sweet.
my favorite intern. You really are. But this whole discussion about the type faster, I'm really starting to rethink this whole Tuesday date. I really am.
I told you.
I mean, I could go with somebody that is much more presentable, and it would be somebody that I just I thought it would be nice, it would be my way, and then you come back with the whole type faster thing. Well, the type faster is because I was trying to get information that you were not aware of. You see, and now
he was talking to
you're
his
doing what
mom.
Oscar's accused you.
Mike, I'm just
we've
letting
established
you
that he's
know.
talking.
Thought you
to
didn't like
he's
to talk
talking
about
to
that.
his mom.
That's right. You want me to text Zoolander, Mike?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I'm so sick of these guys and their Maseratis and Teslas.
Right? I barely even think about cars.
Yeah, seems like you barely even clean it.
Oh, well, thank you for noticing.
Nervous?
No, it's just I have this weird tingling in my hands. Like they sometimes fall asleep, but they're fine sometimes, but then they get numb. My fingers do, and now it's all pins and needles.
Yeah, sure. My dad used to get that.
Really?
Yeah, turned out to be MS.
MS? Oh, my God. Because, like, my hands are tingling, my feet are tingling, my ear is, like ringing sometimes. This eye doesn't focus really sometimes. MS. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say it's sad about your dad.
Yeah,
I don't know what I said, but that's what I was thinking the whole time.
you got there.
Yeah, I just, I got a little caught up. I can't catch my breath.
It's okay. You're having a panic attack.
Yeah.
Here, breathe into this.
Oh my God, it smells so gross. I don't know what's worse, having a panic attack or that I ate what was in this bag.
My brother used to have panic attacks.
Did you get over them?
Yeah, sort of. No, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge.
What?
No, it's okay. He lived. Except for now, he's a little bit more panicked because he keeps reliving that moment of impact.
Well, at least he's okay otherwise, right?
Pretty much. Except for he eats through a tube. That's tough.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
We are coming to you live from the Cappy Pfeiffer studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. On the air and online worldwide, the Mike O'Mara Show, a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet, on the whole planet.
Big planet.
Because they get it, and if you're here, you do too. We have a fantastic new website that we want to hip you to on the Mike O'Mara Show. It's called nuts.com. It's absolutely incredible. Let me tell you why. Because they are, and I'm not exaggerating here, the best tasting nuts on the planet. Oscar is holding in his hot little hand right now a lot of stuff. We've all ordered stuff. They were very generous. Said, try our nuts. And we did, and we're going nuts for these nuts. They're phenomenal.
Organic
they really
Brazil nuts, they're absolutely phenomenal. And then I treated myself with the ultimate malted milk balls. Malted milk balls. And
because it's not just nuts that they sell at
they got
nuts.com.
everything.
they're effing huge.
Yep, they're fantastic. This is the simplest, by the way, and the most convenient way to have nutritious, delicious, healthy nuts and other wonderful treats from all around the world delivered straight to your door. We love this website. They have great pictures. It's easy to navigate. It's very simple. I love a great, fast, simple, wonderful website. If you want nuts, this is the best way to do it. They ship fast, and they're so good. Right now, new customers can get 4 free samples when you go to nuts.com and use the code TMOS. They have been a family-owned business since 1929, always with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. And nuts.com is more than just nuts. They have 3,000 snacks.
Yes.
Dried fruit, sweet treats, cooking and baking goods. Carla got a bunch of that for her friend Tara.
Yum.
I tell you, it's wonderful stuff. Nuts.com. Big, salty, sweet, whatever you like to munch on. Let them take care of you and your taste buds. Right now, new customers get 4 free samples. Choose from over 50 options? Wow.
Yeah.
That is a $15 value when you go to nuts.com and use the code TMOS. That's nuts.com and the code TMOS for 4 free samples with your order. Thank you, nuts.com. Glad to have them as a sponsor.
You know
really
what I
get
love
excited
on
when we have
their
a great new
website?
product.
You can actually shop by color. if you want to find a snack that's blue, you can actually find a snack that's blue.
Oh,
It's
man, like
so cool.
blueberry.
I finally fed Pony his ultimate malted milk balls because he was begging to
couldn't
break into
wait.
them before the show.
If you stand up, you can actually see it in Pony's body.
They're huge.
Like a snake.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are amazing.
they are really, really good.
Get on it.
I'm a sucker for malted milk balls, but I can't have it. I could reach through the monitor right now and grab them and go, hey, how are you? Anyway, our top story, ladies and gentlemen. Arnold is going to host The Celebrity Apprentice. Is this not politics and reality and TV and entertainment all kind of merging together?
Perfect storm.
Am I the only one who feels that with this kind of blurred line, and we go back to, well, you can really technically go back to Ronald Reagan, who Republicans will tell you was their greatest president.
Sure.
They're the greatest modern president.
But
in their
him as
history.
a politician started as a punchline.
Reaganomics.
And it was a joke. But then when you get into the Arnolds and the Jesse Venturas, and it's just, and now we have Donald Trump. I think it's just my opinion that when we have the entertainment / political overlap too much, we might be in for a
You're not
bumpy
down for
road.
Trump trickle-down economics?
Don't think so.
Well,
Don't think so. Unless he writes me a check, Oscar.
It's surreal. There are a couple things in history that I have to stop myself and say, wait, did that really happen? One is the fact that for a while, Elvis was Michael Jackson's father-in-law.
You got to let that go.
But it's so weird. I can't wrap my head around it. The other is the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger went on The Tonight Show, said, I'm running for governor, and then became governor.
Governor.
And, somehow to me, that's weirder than the Jesse Ventura thing. I don't know why.
See, I think it's almost a tie because, I mean, there's another guy. You talk about a professional wrestler.
Yes.
And then he went on to become that wingnut that has all the conspiracy theories. But
Off the grid.
But it's kind of like,
Great bit.
and here's the thing. After Trump runs, he's just going to come back and be famous again. It's branding, right?
Right, exactly.
And that's what Arnold was a governor. He never got further than that. That's a pretty amazing accomplishment.
But governor of California.
Governor of California was kind of like president.
Well,
and,
they've got
and
an
then he's-
economy that's bigger than many European countries.
And then he circles back after his political career, and he goes back to making his movies. And now he's going to host The Celebrity Apprentice because the other host, entertainer / businessman, he can't be on the show because he's running for president. Is that why he's not on the show, or did NBC just kind of go with the Mexican thing?
He was distanced and let go after he made the
exactly.
comments. But
he said he's his. Well, I mean, it's a good spin on his end. He said he wouldn't have been able to do it regardless, simply because of the campaign.
But also now he has that in his pocket. Remember this week he said, when I say something like, look at that face, that's because I'm an entertainer, not because I'm a politician. Well, you got to choose, buddy. You can't.
Are you guys gonna watch tomorrow night? Are you gonna watch the
debate?
Wednesday
Of
night
course.
debate?
Yeah, you don't miss a debate.
I'm not. It's not like the first one where I was kind of looking forward.
but
To it. You know what you're going to get.
No, you're going to get the lady this time, and she's
the lady
pissed.
Carly Fiorina.
Oh, she is pissed.
Oh, she's not. That's not going to be like a cat fight. It's not going to happen.
Wouldn't it be great if she came at him and scratched his face?
Yeah, by the way,
Jumped
you know
over
what's
the
funny
lectern?
what's funny about all this too, and maybe it's because of the. There is another party in this country, but you would never know it to watch
No,
TV.
because they don't have enough pizzazz.
Well, they don't. There's a big article in the Boston Globe that I read this morning, which concerns the. I believe her name is Deborah Wasserman Schultz, who is the head of the DNC. She's the congressman from Florida who runs the DNC. She's the chairman of the Democratic National Committee.
She needs an upper profile.
Well, she runs Big Florida.
Yeah.
Well, they have 6 debates scheduled for the Democrats, and
When?
the fact is, that's the question I have. It's like, what's going on here? I think that way back when Hillary was going to be it was a foregone conclusion,
right?
And still looking pretty good for her, I would think, once the dust settles. But you never know.
You know the whole thing about the vice president maybe jumping on board.
Yeah, you never know.
People
But
love Joe.
It's fun to watch, but I also think that we have a situation here where you've got a pretty decent head start on one party because they've been getting all the attention.
The press.
All the press has been there.
Yeah.
It's like, I still watch CNN now, and I talk about it's the Donald Trump show. Every single, whatever this guy does gets covered. That's it. Who gives a rat's ass? And by the way, can I say for our friends out in Northern California, our prayers go out to you. Some of the most amazing footage I've ever seen of wildfires and just destroying homes. Absolutely terrifying. And that's the lead story. It's not what Donald Trump is doing again,
No.
but that if you watch, my and I should just stop watching because like some guy sent me a link to Al Jazeera and said they have unvarnished news, but I still feel like I'm watching a terrorist news
Is Wolf still with
organization.
them?
Yeah, Wolf's still there.
I thought
Wolf
so.
Blitzer, the Situation Room. That's
now,
what
you are a
yeah.
political pundit. Let me float this.
No,
theory
I'm
by
not a political pundit.
He's a hack like all of us.
But you know,
I'm
you
a
are,
hack.
You are a guy who enjoys the sport of politicking. You like
do.
the spectator sport.
I still do. I
So-
still do. I still get into it.
Let me toss this out to you and let me know what you think. Is it possible that the Democrats are laying low to let all the crazy chicks just flame out and let that dust settle before they make a push? Are they purposely staying out?
Giving them too much credit.
You
I think that I really think that they don't have it. Nobody. The one thing we can tell you is, haven't we learned that something can happen within 3 weeks of an election that can turn things on their head? You never can predict. You never can predict what's going to happen. You really can't. It's very, very difficult to do that. Look at the elections for president that we've had, where they've had to go to the Supreme Court to get resolved because it was so damn close. It's real. And I have a question for you. In 2016, Mr. Santana, I
Yes.
certainly hope that you are going to vote for president.
Yeah, I'm going to hump for Trump.
yeah. Brilliant.
No, you know what's
but
going to
anyway,
happen
yes.
is he's going to say he's going to vote, and then it'll be
It doesn't
November,
matter
whatever,
in D.C.
and he's going to say, you know what, the line was
It
a hassle.
doesn't matter.
It wasn't amazing.
I'm telling you,
and
it
doesn't matter.
They showed us it doesn't matter. We legalized weed, and we can't even legalize it.
Let me ask you a question
Right?
on the air to
Doesn't
get
matter.
it out.
I
to
live in
get
the
it out there.
district.
Let me ask this question: your pals that are the big Trump supporters, how
They
much
want to
of
make
that?
America great, Mike.
That's right.
How much?
Hey,
Because
make
I really
America
don't
great
know.
again. Get
Yeah,
it
when
right.
I'm so sorry. I
I
just see
truly-
those hats, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
The trucker hats.
They both have them.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Drab, I don't care because I don't know whether Drab is doing it. But how much is shtick? Is it all shtick or is it partial shtick? That's
Well,
my
no, I
question.
think Chad's all in, and I can't speak for
That's
him.
good.
But
That
he's
makes
got
me
he's
happy.
got a bumper sticker on his car. Like it's on there.
What
like
is it? Is it just a Trump
It is
bumper sticker?
affixed to his vehicle, and I think it may say Trump make America great again. I think it might say that.
Okay,
Now-
that's all I needed to know. For
Meanwhile-
some reason, that makes me very
Yeah.
happy.
You know what
I
came
really
in our
like
mail
that.
yesterday based on her allowance money?
Yes.
Julia got a Bernie Sanders T-shirt.
Oh,
By the way, I ponied up a little dough for Mr. Sanders, Senator Sanders, at
Yes.
the beginning, way back when, and like so many of these campaigns, you do that and you say, hey, I get the little sticker. Nothing. I got nada, niente, zip, bupkis, nothing.
Oh, he's getting forgetful. He's not a young man anymore.
Well, it was fun. The whole thing,
Maybe-
but there was so much politics in the news yesterday.
What did
That's
you
what I'm
want?
talking
A
about
coffee
today.
mug? What'd you order?
A bumper sticker. I checked off a bumper sticker for my little donation that I made for Bernie Sanders.
I think one came to the studio.
Oh, it did.
Right?
Yeah, we gave it to an intern.
Yeah.
You bastard! You bastards! Oh my God!
Well, you know what? Noel is very happy. Besides, he skews younger.
Noel. I should probably give it to her boyfriend, and he'll roll something in it.
Yeah.
That's what he'll do.
Hey, you know what he did? He twisted, what is it, a hog leg?
Yeah, it's a hog leg. We'll take a break. Come back with more fun and more thrills. This is the Mike O'Mara Show.
This week, on a special edition of the Omeracast, we interview Tony Perkins and Gary Stein from The Tony Perkins Show featuring Gary Stein. We ask questions about fashion. How about G-string or commando?
Wow. Commando.
All right, how about you, Gary?
You know, right now I'm sitting in a diner and I'm squirming because my G-string is really bothering me.
And we also ask serious questions. Finally, missionary or doggy? Gary?
Me first?
Yeah, well...
Yes.
Okay, look, you know what? I gotta be honest.
Answers to these questions and many more on this
tease.
week's Omeracast.
Nice.
Jeez. Who's that doing that promo
who's
there?
the guy?
That's Courtney Calkins. He actually was signed on to fill in for 2 weeks, but there is a...
He's doing a better job than Marcus.
Yeah, he's doing a much better job than Marcus.
Someone had to say it. Marcus, you hack.
Have you ever been Wally pipped?
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, every night you go to sleep, right?
Right?
Sure. But do you really know how well you're sleeping? Do you? Listen up. New Sleep Number research shows that people with Sleep Number beds who use Sleep IQ technology experienced improved sleep quality, and their time in bed was more restful. And now all Sleep Number beds are available with Sleep IQ technology, so you can experience the best sleep of your life, and you can prove it. The Sleep Number bed lets me choose my ideal firmness, and I can even change as often as I want. Plus, it adjusts on each side, so it's the perfect bed for couples. With the optional Sleep IQ technology, it also tracks your sleep, so you know how to adjust for your best possible night's sleep. So whether it's making adjustments to the comfort of your bed by changing your Sleep Number setting or making different lifestyle choices, you know it's working because Sleep IQ tells you. Come on in and discover the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology starting at just $1,099.98. No better sleep. Sleep Number beds and Sleep IQ technology are only available at any of the 475 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. Don't forget to wink mysteriously and tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. Thank you. Oh, my God. I just turned that up on myself. Sorry. I apologize. How's everybody doing?
Great. Cold this morning here. You know that?
Yes, very, very
How's
chilly.
the weather up there? You had like murky weather yesterday.
Absolutely as glorious can be. It is absolutely flawless. This is why I am here, and it's also low traffic time. There are just not a lot of people up here, and so it's fantastic.
My father's favorite time on the shore has always been September. Is that the best time up there?
September. Do you remember September? I like September. I find myself being up here getting a little bit more into fall than being down south, so it's great. I'm enjoying
it. When do your family members leave?
They're gone. They're all gone.
They're gone.
Yeah, they're all out of there.
Let's be clear: these are extended family, not the wife and kid.
No.
They're
extended family.
I wouldn't send them away. I love having them around. We're thinking about the little guy because now, as he is 2 years old, is in his rearview mirror. We're thinking now about the activities and what we're going to put him in, and we're trying to adjust his sleep patterns. Last night, Carla's idea was to put him to bed later. He normally goes down about 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
We put him to bed about 7:45 last night, and it worked beautifully. He got up at 4:15 this morning. 4:15. Now, God bless my wife. God bless my wife for getting up with him at 4:15 and going down there and dealing with him. But his sleep patterns are kind of all over the lot.
That's when you get some like Jack Daniels and rub it on his gums, right?
Rub it on his gums. That's exactly it.
So
for a 2-year-old. That's how you do that.
I think that's what people do.
When my aunt and uncle,
I got it a little bit.
When my aunt and uncle lived in Atlanta, they had neighbors with kids, and when they needed them to pipe down, Daddy would make a shake called a Peachy Keen. And Peachy Keen had a little alcohol in it, and it was good news. Kids are going to have Peachy Keens in early bedtimes. And it was sort of a rumor around the neighborhood. And everyone thought, God, you can't do that. But then after you have two kids,
booze,
they think,
right.
well, maybe a little.
I think my parents might have done that to us. I think that was like they would make sure we would go to bed that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Being in an Irish family where alcohol was such an important part of my parents' lives, I will tell you that we did not have that type of activity. I didn't see that, but I'm sure there were medicines back in the day that had more alcohol in them than they do now, right?
I know. I think I remember hearing parents that give like a quarter Benadryl to their kids and they're out.
Yeah,
I go back with that with my my daughter Catherine.
Yeah.
Where you would be on an airplane and if she had trouble with her ears, and I think it was Benadryl was the particular narcotic. I don't know what's in it. I don't know how, but
it's sleepy time powder.
Everything better though.
It's children's Benadryl. It's delightful to do that.
My Big Daddy's house growing up was absolutely alcohol free, but when the kids were teething, his kids, they would rub a little whiskey on the gums, and I don't know if it actually relieved pain or just calmed them down.
All I know is
everybody relax.
He stopped crying, and now he's singing music.
I used to fly a lot when Catherine was an absolute infant, and we'd take her on trips and. Flew to Arizona one time, and it was Dulles, I think, to Phoenix, and turbulent the whole way across the country. The only way that she used to calm down would be if you would walk her up and down the aisle, and I remember this like it was yesterday.
Little enough that you carried her?
little enough that I would carry her up and down the aisle. And we had her, and little enough where she didn't need her own seat.
Right.
So we were up in the front of the plane back in the days when I was able to do that.
First class, baby.
Yes, thank you very much.
Nothing
On my
but
own
the
dime,
best.
thank you very much. And we're flying first class, and there was a guy across the aisle. The former Mrs. O'Mara was sitting on the aisle. I was sitting on the window. I was sitting on the aisle, and then there was a guy that did two things. He was a shoe taker offer. Which I think you ought to be stabbed in the eye with an ice pick when that happens, And so the shoes came off right away. And then Catherine had, at the time, I don't think we even knew, had these issues with her ears.
Mm-hmm.
So being on an airplane like a lot of kids, it was very, very difficult for her. And this guy did not say anything. He did not look. This is what he did the whole thing. And I believe at one point,
aggressive.
I believe at one point I said, "Sir, if you got a problem, I'm doing the best I can."
Was his name Buzz Burbank? He didn't really like kids.
It was terrible because I had to keep her in the seat because the fasten seatbelt line was on for the whole damn flight
when
across
you
the
mentioned
country.
the former Mrs. O'Mara, I was thinking
Yes.
about this the other day, right? Because we're in the age of software. Couldn't we say, because Mrs. O'Mara 3.0 is the latest version, right?
Yeah.
I really, I'm going to probably stop
We
you
could
right
say
now.
the
I'm
former's
probably going to say,
2.0 and then
I'm going to say,
1.0.
you came in, Oscar, you came into the studio in a very playful mood today, and I
Yes.
love that when you're like that. I'd please not request that you don't play.
And besides,
now.
we're
Thank
mostly
you
Apple
very much.
people, so why don't we call her Mrs. O'Mara Lion?
Oh, and then thanks for piling on with your brother. Thank you for piling on with your brother. I really appreciate that. That's
So OS.
Oh, by the way,
It was
this
Snow
other trip.
Leopard and then Lion.
Shut up, both of you.
Which one was Cougar?
This other. The reason the weather was so bad. This is the other trip when I remember walking through. This airport where it says what Valley of the Sun.
Yes,
in Phoenix International
Sky
Airport.
Harbor. Sky Harbor.
Sky
Airport.
Harbor, Valley of the Sun. Big picture of the sun and sheets of rain.
Really?
My incredible track record. Yeah, I mean, I went to Hawaii and it rained. I went to Phoenix and it rained. Everywhere, every good trip I've ever gone on has been crappy
man.
weather.
I can't
That's the way
believe
it
that.
goes.
Rain in
Yeah.
Phoenix.
It
Yeah,
was
it barely
raining in
happens.
Phoenix.
Barely.
It hardly ever happens
Yeah.
that I pick the day, and I'm landing in the plane with the plane going.
Did you just go for the day?
Oh yeah. We just took the private jet and went for the day, Oscar. Just played a quick 18.
It was the
played a
go-go
quick 18
80s.
at
I
the
don't know how
TPC
you
of
ran
Phoenix.
those days.
Wanted to see a movie.
Just decided to take a quick 18 at the TPC, Scottsdale, hop on a plane, and go back out again. No, I loved Arizona. I've been to Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, probably 2 or 3 times. Really enjoyed myself.
Did you see your
out there.
brother-in-law Joe Arpaio when you were out there?
Yes, Sheriff Joe was out there. He said, "Come on down here. I want to see some of these inmates. They've got pink suits on." I said, "Ha ha ha! Let's go down and throw rocks at them." It was big fun. Really good.
Now
time.
that is a holiday.
Did they catch the MFer that was like shooting people from the highway? I know they
caught
locked
a
up.
copycat.
Well, with slingshots, right?
Yeah, I had a friend.
So Dennis the Menace?
They had slingshots. They arrested kids that were shooting cars with slingshots after
news.
the bullet holes.
Yeah,
so
bad
it's
Well, the
scary
bullet
out there.
holes. I had someone text me saying that the guy was shooting people that were texting on their phones, or trying to shoot people that were texting on their phones.
Really?
That makes a lot of sense because he wants to preserve human life. We don't want to have a tragedy when somebody's
Trying to teach
texting
him a
on their
lesson.
phone, so they might as
I
well
said,
do
stop texting.
Yeah, exactly. I hate me a sniper, boy.
We all lived through this here.
It was wonderful. It was I love Phoenix. I love the people out there. You worked out there.
I can't wait to go back, Mike. I've always said
do you eventually want to? Is that where you want to settle? Do you someday want to settle in that market?
Yeah, it's tough. When I think about moving, I have such strong roots in this area. I think to myself, and I've actually had this conversation with Shannon. I said, do we really want to pull a Mike O'Mara and just get out of here and like live our lives? He's so much happier in Florida and Maine. And then when he comes back into town, we can make a big to-do about him coming back into town.
Yeah, because Mike is back.
Yeah, because he's back, baby. And
hey, Rob, blow me. Blow me. And put the artwork up on your page, you hump.
I will.
All right? Since you don't know how to get a text message, you dick.
And
Thank
then
you.
I think I think I'm just like a DC guy. I'd like to, honestly, what I would love to do in the long run is be able to take a month or 2 months and go and see my sister, or go to Phoenix.
Is there a city scene in Phoenix that?
No, there's no city. I just have some great memories, and the weather and the.
I know you love
and
the
the
weather.
cost of living is so much cheaper in these other areas,
Right.
that
Not in
that's really
Phoenix.
attractive. In Phoenix, yeah, absolutely, it's cheaper.
Is it cheper in Phoenix?
Yeah, please.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
I want to say it's 25 20 to 25% cheaper in Phoenix than it is here.
You know what? I've got it right here. I actually read a house that you would buy in Phoenix for $175,000 in Washington D.C. You would pay $4,835,000.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
But yeah, ideally to get away for an extended period of time. And people do that all the time in the city. Either they go to the beach or they have lake houses. I know why now that if you can do it, more power to you because you just get away from the slog,
here it
right?
is. More people work from home now. More people are able to do that with our computer technology. And, I tell everybody that is something that's very, very cool. However, it's difficult because you have to realize that you're going to go through an adjustment period where the one we're in right now, which is you feel a little bit nomadic. You almost feel like you're on the road constantly. I know that doesn't make any sense because I roost here for a long time,
right?
And I roost down there. But it's still, I want to get to it. I'll have to let you know, like in a year, how the experiment works because I still feel unsettled.
Like a lack of permanence?
Well, like, for example, family and friends up here. These people have been doing this for 40 years. 50 years. And people are, I was watching a story about foreign countries where the roots are so much deeper because these civilizations have been around for so much longer. And that's what it's kind of all about. And when your roots are, when you're in an area where the roots are very deep, you actually, if you come into that, it takes a long time to get in there. Even though my family's been up
you're
here,
the new guy.
I'm the family member that never spent time because I was doing my radio stuff, and I was never here. I was never here for marriages. I was never here for funerals. I was never here for the big events. So you have to kind of get used to that and allow yourself to be in a position that I'm never comfortable with, which is being the unknown person at the party, the unknown person.
Well,
at the,
you're used to being the celebrity.
We all talk about how spoiled we get. Spoiled because we go to an appearance and it's like, hey,
they come
we don't
to
have to
us.
make it.
Yeah.
And then you go back down south and it's the same thing, only a much smaller scale. They've been down there for a lot of these people 10, 15
and
years.
half of them are just have like limited shelf lives.
That by the time you get to know someone,
because by the time you get to know them, they're out.
Yeah, this is true. So
they're on that dusty road.
It's kind of like going to war, isn't it, Oscar? You really don't want to make any friends in Saving Private Ryan. Really don't want to make a friend in that platoon.
You're the youngest in your community.
I don't want to make any more friends in my platoon because I'm just gonna lose them. So I'm not gonna get close to anybody.
How many times have you been reading the paper in Florida and you just say, "Oh, I liked him"?
Speaking of World War II, do I have a story for you? We'll tell you all about Nazi fun when we come back on the Mike O'Meara Show. That's right, everybody. Hey, turn up your podcast device. Nazis coming up on the Mike O'Meara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Meara Show. I want to tell you about Stamps.com. There has got to be a better way to mail and ship stuff. First of all, going to the post office takes way too much time. Second, leasing a postage meter takes way too much money. True. The solution is Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can easily buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package right from your desk with your own computer and your own printer. Even get special postage discounts that you can't find at the post office. Stamps.com is more powerful than a postage meter. At a fraction of the cost, you can save at least 50% using Stamps.com instead of an old-fashioned postage meter. Plus, you'll never waste your valuable time at the post office again, which is good because you've got better things to do than search for a parking place and then stand in line, yuck, and wait for the holidays. My God, it's going to be horrible. We've used Stamps.com for years. You should, too. It keeps our D.C. to Maine pipeline wide open while saving time and money. Stamps.com is the best right now. Use our special promo code TMOS for this special offer, a 4-week trial plus a $110 bonus offer that includes a digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. That's Stamps.com and TMOS. You will never have to go to the post office again. All right, let me get out of this and into this because I want to bring up this story that caught my eye. I don't know if this is one that was sent to us or whether this is just something that I stumbled across.
It is truly
my apologies.
Shoe on the Other Foot Day because normally I'm the one who brings all the fun Nazi stuff to the show. And
Well-
here you are bringing some Nazi stuff to me.
Would you like to know the headline? And let me give the website here. I think this is
RobSpiewak.com.
It's called Complex. I'm not sure. That's maybe the column that she writes. Nazis were fueled by crystal meth, according to a new book.
What?
The abominable actions of Adolf Hitler and his Nazi soldiers were fueled by meth, according to records. A new book. Oh, this is one of them German books.
Sure.
Der Total Rausch.
Oh, yeah.
The Total Rush by German writer Norman Ohler will profile the rampant drug use after years of researching both German and U.S. records. Ohler, his research shocked him mostly because, first of all, you have Hitler using a lot of drugs. And the Nazis, let me see, said the drugs are what helped maintain the Hitler delusion to the end. So the fact that he was on so many drugs created this kind of deluded monster.
Sure.
It does now, that's the first I've read it. I read it as I'm reading it to you. I have to tell you this. Do you immediately think apology? It sounds like are they trying to say, oh, it was the drugs that did it with Hitler? Because that's what they do over there. I worry about those Germans.
I think this
really
is
do.
another nail in the coffin type deal where they say, well, he did all this, and this, and he made meth. And do you think he made his own?
Okay, let me share this. Nazis took to Pervitin, a pill like crystal meth. At first, it was an over-the-counter drug sold in European pharmacies, guaranteeing alertness. Yeah, boy, would you like to be alert? According to Ohler, one pill was enough to keep Nazis awake for hours. To keep Nazis awake.
Yeah, well, there's nothing worse than a sleeping Nazi, Mike.
They said it right on the bottle.
Meanwhile, can you imagine Hitler going into the drugstore and saying, I would like to have 20 containers of Mucinex D.
Can we have your license, please, sir?
I'm so very sleepy. Could you give me some Pervitin, please? I'd like to stay awake for hours. Anyway, it made Nazis think of it like coffee. Once the effects wore off,
This is great Pervitin.
I take a chance sometimes. There we go. This right now is rolling to the wall. Okay, we're gonna get some extra bases.
How do you
out of
spell
this.
Pervitin?
Pervitin.
Okay,
And they said it's a pill like crystal meth. Nazis thought.
Yes.
Nazis thought of it like coffee. Once the effects wore off, Nazis became short-tempered and angry.
Oh,
you think?
So when they were on Pervitin, what, they were pleasant? You are one
God.
pleasant Nazi. Such a
Okay.
smile on you.
Now, in 2005, this magazine report, Der Spiegel, out of 98 Rock in Baltimore,
Yeah, it's published in Baltimore.
explained how Pervitin made its way into the hands of German soldiers, citing a military doctor's experiment of it on 90 college students. They're great people, huh? We're going to test the effect of the drug. Bring in the college students. Well, they're doing it anyway, right?
We will see you at the student union.
Oh, wow. Oh, see, here we go. Now there's lots of good Nazi in here. The doctor said the pill would help win the war. It would help win the war.
Well, sure.
Not even 6 months later, and millions of the drug were flown to the Nazis, and they were handed out before invasions. Wow, this is a big story, isn't it?
You know what? This tradition still exists when people hand out Excedrin on tax night. The
Yeah,
people that
exactly.
show up at the post office, but now they're handing out Pervitin before
Without the donuts.
No, I think there was
Do
probably...
they have a Pervitin open wheel race team?
Ohler, the author of the book, said Pervitin was specifically used for blitzkriegs.
Of course.
Like the invasion of Sudetenland.
Sudetenland.
Poland. What is it? Sudetenland.
Sudetenland.
Sorry, I forgot we were dealing with
Yeah.
Goebbels here. He knows all
Don't
the
mess it up,
details
Mike.
about that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Don't you think it was the drugs that made him crazy, Mike?
Where's Sudetenland? Where the hell is the Sudetenland?
It is adjacent to Poland, I think. Is it not?
Okay, yeah, because they say Poland and France.
Okay.
It says Hitler used heroin, doping agents, and other hard drugs, according to his physician, Dr. Theodor Morell's notes. And he may or may not have used Pervitin. If he did, it would have made for a dangerous combination since long-term meth use could have neurological effects causing aggressive behavior.
Well, you know what? This is probably why.
Oh, that's good. I
This
love
is probably why we never saw Hitler smile while his teeth had fallen out.
Oh, God. Well,
Did
this
he have
came
an
from the Daily
Erlentrout?
Beast, and I just thought that was a little funny for everybody with that.
Mike,
Walter White, Adolf Hitler. There you go.
It
Thank
is
you very
simply
much.
like a cup of coffee. It's all it is. It's like a cup of coffee.
I don't know. It's interesting. I think that who would have put it past them, right? They did a lot of bad stuff, those Nazis. Maybe they enjoyed that as well. But I always thought, even from the pictures that I saw, Hitler's teeth looked okay.
And that was his agents, the people that represented Hitler, the people that represented Hitler's brand. They said, you know what, you're doing great, but what we need from you, smile more, make yourself likable.
I don't know enough about Hitler's paintings, but were they psychedelic?
No, Hitler painted like houses. He was a house painter. It wasn't like a guy who did like.
I thought
portraits.
he actually painted.
No. He was like a house painter.
No.
Don't you sometimes leave the studio, Oscar, and feel as though you've been educated a
Absolutely.
little bit? Absolutely.
Heroin, meth.
Yeah.
That's right.
Genocide.
2 coats.
All right, so I've been meaning to talk about this for 2 days now, and speaking of Germans, I think that this is the German version of the folklore at Christmas time when we talk about Krampus. Rob, you're the show historian, and when we talk about Krampus, we talk about the I was trying to explain this to my wife the other day, that you have in certain European countries, the legend of the jolly Saint Nick is not the same as ours. And when you have like a Sinterklaas or a Saint Nick or whatever the different German, Scandinavian traditions are, you got a good guy, but you also have a bad guy.
You got to have a bad guy. It's sort of like it's almost, they make it into almost like a terroristic thing. The kids have to behave. If you behave, you're rewarded. But if you don't behave, there's consequences.
Just quickly,
Yes.
when Rob dismissed me and said he painted houses, he was an actual painter.
He did.
I remember learning that in college.
But I know. But you know what? I doff my cap to thee.
Yes.
But
how do I know more about Hitler than you do?
Well, I think because you're a little screwed up here. But he also did. He was a house painter as well. So.
Well, the only reason this comes, there's a movie coming out, a Christmas movie coming out that's entitled Krampus. And you might wonder, who is Krampus? Who the hell is Krampus? Well, I went to the website, Krampus.com.
Oh, he has his own website.
Oh, he does. And it's billed as the home of the Christmas devil.
Oh, no.
And by the way, I see myself during the holidays sitting alone in a theater. Mrs. O'Mara has already indicated she will not be attending this film with me. I may very well be seeing it on opening day.
Some sort of comedy as well, though?
Well, it's got some comedic actors in it, and it's got a fairly decent cast as well. We'll talk about the movie in a second, but let me give you a little background because Don on the show that we used to do, Don and Mike, we used to have a lot of talk of the traditions around Christmas. I know Black Peter was featured prominently, and we used to love those little they're really bat-esque traditions.
Well, what we can do, we can bring
here.
it back this year if you would spare a segment. I'll do Christmas around the world, but
Christmas around the world.
The thing about Black Peter is that if you misbehave, Black Peter will put you in a bag
and take you to Spain. Do you know my older daughters now, my 20-year-old and my 18-year-old, I will say, hey, now come on, let's go. We got to go. Faster, I'm going to put you in a bag. And they still go, and take us to Spain. They do that, so, it made an impact on me.
Yeah.
Krampus is, let me share this with you. Krampus is the dark companion of St. Nicholas, the traditional European winter gift bringer who rewards good children each year on December 6th. See, they even have a different stupid time for it.
Well, they wanted to get it in before the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. It's a busy month.
The kindly old saint leaves the task of punishing bad children to a hellbound counterpart known by many names across the continent. Next Ruprecht is one of the names.
Sure.
Oh, my God.
What?
You got to go to Krampus.com.
Horrifying.
You have to go to Krampus because there's a second name here, and I am not exaggerating it.
Okay.
I'll pull it up.
The next name, okay, I'm going to give you all the names. Necht Ruprecht, Perkten, Black Peter, Schmutzli, Pelsnickel, Klauboff, Krampus. But the second one is Serta.
No! Have you ever punished a bad child? How do you spell? How does he spell Serta?
C-E-R-T-A. Necht Ruprecht, Serta, Perkten, Black Peter, Schmutzli, Pelsnickel, Klauboff, and Krampus. Now, Krampus is usually seen as a classic devil with horns, cloven hooves, and a monstrous tongue. But he can also be spotted as a sinister gentleman dressed in black or a hairy man-beast.
Or Mike as a P1 who hosts a podcast about another podcast.
Man, I didn't know that,
Serta.
that Marcus Serta is Krampus.
Get in my bag.
All right, here's what Krampus does. Krampus punishes the naughty children, swatting them with switches and rusty chains.
Oh.
It's
like gang violence, man.
Before dragging them in baskets to a fiery place below. So can you think about us as children when we grew up with the legend of Santa Claus, and thank God, this is another reason to thank the good old USA that we did not have the counterbalance. But then again, one could argue perhaps this is why the children in America have tended to be a little bratty during the holidays, because there was never the counterbalance. He knows if you've been naughty or nice, and what are we going to get? We're going to get a piece of coal. That's as bad as it gets. What if you're going to get hit with a rusty chain, thrown into a basket, and thrown into hell?
Yeah, exactly.
That might be a little bit more difficult.
You keep your room clean then.
Let me see. Krampus is celebrated on the night of Krampus, which is known as Krampusnacht.
Oh, Krampus night, of course.
Which takes place on the eve of St. Nicholas Day in Austria, northern Italy, and other parts of Europe. Partygoers masquerade as devils. Well, now see, this is where Europe starts to get fun. I bet that's a hell of a party, right?
Yeah.
I bet that's a party where they actually maybe have certain outfits that are, I don't know. I'm just putting my own.
Look, it's crotchless Krampus.
Look, it's a sexy Santa crawl.
Partygoers masquerade.
Sexy Krampus crawl.
Krampus crawl.
Right.
Talk about horny.
Yeah, you don't want to go out when you have your Krampuses, though. Partygoers masquerade as devils, wild men, and witches, there we are, to participate in the Krampustopf, which is the Krampus Run. Intoxicated and bearing torches,
yes, okay.
costumed devils caper and carouse through the streets, terrifying child and adult alike. How effed up is this? Seriously, in Austria.
See, I do love America. I think it's the best nation in the world, but we don't have enough capering. That's our problem. We need to run around with torches, making the children scared.
But the name of the movie is Krampus, and I saw the trailer for it, and basically a family gets together, and they're not that nice a family. They're really not that nice a bunch of people, and I guess a big blizzard shuts off power to the town, and then it's not St. Nicholas that arrives, it's this dude.
Yeah, he was snowed out.
Yeah.
He was snowed out. The European practice of mummery during the winter solstice season can be traced back tens of thousands of years. Villagers across the continent dress up as animals, wild men, and mythic figures to parade and perform humorous plays.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of this stuff that goes on in Europe.
I love it almost suggests like Fat Tuesday going into Ash Wednesday, where they have the last blowout before the Holy Day. So before St. Nicholas Day, they're running around dressed as Satan incarnate. But it seems that the scaring of children, I think that's where they cross the line. I don't think you can pull that off with good conscience.
There apparently in the United States is a hunger for a darker Christmas holiday that has made the evil Santa Claus character a staple of pop culture, as seen in movies like Rare Exports and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
That's true. We get a little, there seems to be, and this Krampus is going to fall right into this.
What was that one movie where there was like an evil...
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
No. There was an evil, not a it wasn't like Shamrock. It was around.
The Leprechaun?
Yeah,
or just Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
Yeah, it was called Leprechaun.
Yeah. But that was in itself like really freaky.
That's
Hey,
true.
Oscar, but it says here that in 2013, Krampus was featured on the popular animated show American Dad. So it's actually, worked its way. But this is the first time
Those are the
Krampus.
roots. I would say
Krampus,
Don and Mike actually get the credit for even bringing it up.
I really do.
I just think we did Black Peter. I think we broke Black Peter.
There are few things that I will take credit for, but I seriously remember that nobody was. We thought it was one of the funniest things ever.
I was a listener then, and I remember sitting there being like, what is going on?
I remember it was in the Washington Times, so no one knew about it.
So
Really? Guys lifted it from the Times.
That's where we got the story. Yeah.
And
That's
to be
awesome.
fair, we probably spent a little more time on Black Peter than we did on Krampus himself. But I know I did a character of Krampus, didn't I?
Yes, I believe you did.
Hey, Mike, when
and
you
he will be coming this holiday season. I'd just like to point
Sometimes
that
twice.
out.
when you
Very
used to
good.
do the radio in the 80s, before the internet, right?
Right.
Yes.
Would you, Rob, walk in and lay out like newspaper articles?
Every day.
yeah.
Every day I would have newspapers everywhere. That's how I would.
I'd read
Wow.
4 papers a day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. And it was horrible because really, to be honest with you, I'll tell you something. The USA Today, when that came into existence, that newspaper, because it was so condensed and it was so tabloidy, but with real information,
Right.
that was a DJ Bible. That was a DJ Bible. And then, if you were looking for real comedy material, you would go into regular newspapers and go to the back pages and try to find. I remember going every single day, going through town news. Going through the town news
blotter.
and the state news to see what was happening, and it was mostly hard news. So it was it's much different than it is today.
I believe
Much
one of the
different.
best sources was, I think it was in the Washington Times. They had news from every state, and it was like a 3-sentence story from
Right.
each of the 50,
Mm-hmm.
and there was usually one that was just nutty enough to research.
Just
Wow.
one,
Yeah.
and
that was
that's
that
right.
was like a Christmas day if you found a good story. Yeah.
Well,
the best.
it's also why we we gave money to the Florida campaign. It was wonderful because it was it still was Florida even back then. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's interesting. Krampus coming to a theater near you.
Your pick to click.
We'll talk more about it, but I'm going to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll take a break. Come back with more fun and more thrills. News you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show.
A real go-getter told me that she loved me for
Hello, this is Matt Balloon, Pony Boy. We wanted to bring some sizzle to the mailbag, so they brought me in, Mr. Excitement, to really get you guys riled up. If you want to get in on the red-hot action, just send an email to rob@mikeomarashow.com. That's Rob with 2 B's. Or if you like mail, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia 20177. I hate mail. It's too slow. I crave action. So if you have a question or comment, send it along. And now, time for a nap.
Thanks, Pony. Appreciate that.
Good read.
Hey, we're so excited to have Blue Apron back on the show. The last thing you want to do after work is go to the grocery store and then have to prep and cook a complicated meal. I'll tell you, takeout is ridiculous, too. It's unhealthy and expensive. That's why you need Blue Apron. I am so excited about Blue Apron. Carla whipped up some Blue Apron for me Sunday, and I will tell you that it was hard for me to believe that I was eating healthy, but I was. I was eating something that was 700 calories per serving.
Wow.
And I'm going to show those people that are watching us right now a picture of this delightful late summer pork bolognese, a pasta dish that was so beautiful, so gorgeous, really, really good, sauteed together with vegetables called sofrito, onion, celery, and carrot. Great combination for pasta, and delicious pork with tomatoes topped with sharp Parmesan. It was so good. Maybe I've had a lot of great things on Blue Apron. This was my favorite so far, and I'm not kidding you. Late summer pork bolognese. If you can get that at Blue Apron, please check it out. Blue Apron even offers kid-friendly family plans so the whole family can cook and eat together. Each meal takes only 30 minutes to prepare. Shipping is free, and the menus are always new. They won't send the same meal twice. I'm drooling. I'm talking so much about it. Incredible meals, and the quality and freshness will blow you away. Blue Apron is a better way to cook. Check out this week's menu, and check out Carla's pictures of all the great Blue Apron food that she's cooking for moi. You get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/TMOS. It's our treat, really. The first 2 meals are on us when you go to blueapron.com/TMOS and try that late summer pork bolognese. You will love it.
News.
A medieval researcher said he's found the earliest written examples of the F word.
Nice.
So 2 things. 1, this story will involve the phrases F or F word, and 2, it's totally worth it. Dr. Paul Booth is an honorary senior research fellow at Keele University in England. He recently was going through some medieval legal documents, specifically the Chester County Court plea rolls from December 8th in the year, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
1310.
Wow.
In the notes written by the court clerk, he found 3 examples of an interesting name. Roger F by the navel.
What?
That's in the roles in 1310, as in Roger F by the navel, but use the word. To put it more current terms, Roger, the guy who tried to have belly button sex. Dr. Booth says it probably wasn't the guy's real last name, but a derogatory nickname, but that was how people referred to him. In other words, the clerk didn't put it in the notes as a joke. Here's the quote. I suggest it could either mean an actual attempt at copulation by an inexperienced youth, later reported by a rejected girlfriend, or an equivalent of the word dimwit, i.e., a man who might think that was the correct way to go about doing the deed. As Dr. Booth puts it, quote, 14th century revenge porn. Roger was accused of a serious criminal charge, but it's not clear what it was, and he was eventually kicked out of the county. So 1310, if you want to know how early the F word was used, there it is. I think that's kind of special.
Well, I think we should give credit to the guy who was doing the books. He invented a very important word.
F by the navel.
Exactly.
Disney is developing another Mary Poppins movie. Yay. Fortunately, it's not going to be a remake. It'll be more like a sequel. It will be set in Depression-era London, 20 years after the original.
That sounds
Entertainment
fun.
Weekly, yeah, it does. Well, we'll be first in line for that. I'm going to Krampus. Entertainment Weekly claims it's not being developed as a sequel per se, but, quote, it will explore Mary's further adventures with the Banks family and beyond, as illustrated by P.L. Travers' 7 additional Mary Poppins novels. I didn't know she wrote a bunch of them.
But based
I guess
on
she
the
did.
books, I could see that.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
And it's a hard R, right?
Yes, it's a hard R, Rob. Absolutely. It got a lot of tasteful nudity. If you saw Saving Mr. Banks, you know that Disney really had to fight for the rights to the first movie, and Travers did not want any animation in it, but she passed away 20 years ago, and Disney has cleared the sequel with her estate. So I don't know if they're going to have any animation in this one, but Rob Marshall is the director. He did Chicago, so he's a pretty big name, and there's no word on any casting or a release date just yet.
I saw
So
a primitive version of the script, and you won't believe what Mr. Banks does to Mary's belly button.
F by the navel. Amelia Clark. Anybody know that name? Huh? Anybody?
Oh,
Come on
no.
now, Oscar.
Amelia Clark.
That's for you. You should know. You should know.
Amelia, I know. No, I don't.
Think of Game of Thrones.
Oh, is that my princess, my queen?
That's Khaleesi.
Khaleesi, yes.
Oh, your poor cat.
Yeah.
Amelia Clark must know that one of the main reasons we're all aware of Game of Thrones is the sex and nudity, particularly hers. But she still thinks the show goes too far.
Yeah, but
Now,
she's uppity though. This because she got buck naked the first season.
She's
got
uppity.
popular, and then she
Right.
said no more. They have to put doubles in for her body
Yeah,
now.
aren't they CGIing her
I
breasts?
feel gypped.
Yeah.
Didn't they do a body double for the Queen too? When the Queen did that long walk
Just
of shame.
because you're famous doesn't mean you
that's
can't
right.
get naked, especially
should
when
get
you
naked.
look good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what Oscar says.
I don't like seeing that floating head walking down the aisle
Yeah, it looks like-
when I know it's someone else's body.
Looks like a
That's
bobblehead.
not fun. When you saw that, let me ask you this: when you saw this, because you're a nudity fan,
Yes.
when you saw that the first time, did you know before you saw the
I
scene that it was
say
fake?
it looked a little. I even told I was watching it with Shannon because I forced her to watch Game of Thrones with me, and I say. "Hey, that looks too perfect, right? It just looked too perfect." Then the next day it comes out that it wasn't her, and I said, "I knew it."
I watched it after the fact, knowing it had been CGI'd. And
Right,
that
and
sort
how
of
did you feel
ruins
about it?
it?
It does ruin it.
It looked like when they put Mrs. Soprano in 2 episodes
Yeah.
after she died.
It's not right.
It's just not right.
I think we speak for all the nudity watchers.
Yeah.
Come on, if
Yeah.
you're we'd rather have no nudity. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's
Now,
kind
s-
of
how
neat.
about
There's
so-
always a way to work
How
in
about
nudity.
when you sign the contract, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Don't change the rules of the game once you're in there.
Here's Khaleesi's quote. She says, "Sex scenes should be more subtle. I'm British, so I cringe at that sort of thing anyway.
Do
I
you?
can't stand it."
Didn't
she
cringe
says,
in season 1.
She says, "I don't want to have sex thrown in my face, and I've always thought the suggestion is so much more titillating than the act itself. Most sex scenes you see in films or on TV are gratuitous, and they're usually just to attract an audience." Hello!
Says
That's
the-
what pays your salary, lady. Come on.
Says the woman that was CGI'd nude into a roaring fire where she had 3 dragon babies.
Or, as I like to call it, the moment I was hooked on Game of Thrones. Thank you very much. She says, on screen, the more subtle, the better. So it's not going to change. You still got that wife of the king who's naughty. She doesn't mind the nudity.
There's still enough hungry actresses on that set.
Entourage star Adrian Grenier got in some trouble with an Instagram post on September 11th. It was an image of the Twin Towers with the message R.I.P. the 2,996 Americans who died on 9/11. R.I.P. the 1,455,590 innocent Iraqis who died during the U.S. invasion for something they didn't do. Okay, I understand he wants to let people know that people shouldn't have died, but that's timing is everything, and that was
You're Vincent
that was dumb.
Chase. You had a flop of a movie.
Right.
Stick to the
That's
script.
cool.
America first.
What if he did nudity? Would it be better?
I like that.
After getting while I don't totally mirror my Hawk colleagues' friends over there, after getting some serious backlash, he deleted it and replaced it with less controversial posts like a painting of firefighters raising a flag at Ground Zero and a pause sign that's supposed to look like the World Trade Center.
That's an actual scene from Entourage that was cut from the movie, where Vincent tweeted out something inappropriate, and then his agent E has to call him and say, "What are you thinking?" And then he's on a coke binge. He says, "Oh, fine, I'll just put up the picture of the American flag and a firefighter." That's how they go back and forth.
Nice.
All right, Rob Spiewak, this is for you. Get ready.
Thank you.
More than 800 items owned by Ringo Starr and his wife Barbara Bach are going to auction, including rare Beatles memorabilia like his 3-piece drum kit used in more than 200 performances.
Wow.
And a Rickenbacker guitar known as the Beatlebacker that John Lennon owned and later gave to Starr. The unprecedented number of Beatles-owned objects will be offered December 4th through 5th at Julian's Auctions in Beverly Hills. This is Ringo. We have so much stuff, and a lot of it we haven't seen in 20 to 30 years. He's 75, by the way, and he said that in an interview from London. He said the idea for the auction came after the Grammy Museum in L.A. asked to do an exhibition about his life in music in 2013-14. So that's going to be
But
a hell of an
everything
auction.
that's really going to sell are like, I guess, items that other people own, not what Ringo Starr owns.
Yeah, but the fact that he owns it makes it collectible.
Really?
And the
Can
fact
you
that
imagine that any
the drum
crap
sets
you
are pretty. Drum sets
you know
are amazing.
how I feel about
and,
the Beatles.
and that guitar will bring a lot of money because that's a John Lennon guitar.
You think he's broke?
No, I think he's doing okay.
He gives portions of this to charity, so just a portion. But no, he certainly likes money, I think he's pocketing some of that money.
I love trolling you guys because you're such Beatles fans. You're like, no,
I'm
he's
not.
broke.
I like the Beatles. I'm not
He's
like
not
Rob, though.
broke. He's got money.
Well,
he's
he asked
obviously
Gary to pay for the parking at Capitol Records. I know that.
And now a little something. This is right in our home base, guys. Does it get more Greek than this?
What?
Here we go. An intoxicated sorority leader was arrested early Saturday night after she urinated on the floor of a frozen yogurt shop near
Unless you're
the
into that.
University of Iowa.
Hey, that's
Classy.
a category.
Near the campus, according to
Classy.
police, cops were called to Yotopia, which bills itself as Iowa City's original Froyo, after a woman relieved herself inside the business around 7 p.m. Officers identified the suspect as Justine Rands, a 20-year-old University of Iowa student. Rands, cops reported, smelled of booze and was slurring her speech and had bloodshot, watery eyes. Nothing that I don't look like coming in every morning.
Sure.
Rands had an empty flask that smelled of alcohol, allegedly gave cops false information, claiming that her driver's license was actually that of a friend.
Oh, no,
dear. When not attending classes and urinating in Froyo joints, the college junior serves as new member educator for the Chi Omega sorority. Earlier this month.
Chi Omega.
Chi,
and
sorry
this-
about that.
He's not bad.
Hey, you know
bad
what?
at all.
I was in the Greek life a little bit. I should have known
Nice.
that. Chi Omega sorority. Earlier this month, Rands helped organize the sorority's bid day, which welcomed 61 new members to the Chi Omega chapter. There she is. And no word on whether or not she will have to relinquish her Captain Steve scholarship. Thank you very
Looks like
much.
a fun young lady.
Yeah, she likes
you
to have a
go.
good time.
Very good. Okay. Then she's backing Trump. We'll take a break, and we'll have the audio vault of Rob Spiewak right after this on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Yes, Tony.
Do you know where Vaseline comes from?
From the drugstore.
I mean, where did it originally come from?
Well, I do know because I'm the one who's going to play the game and test you.
That's right. It's the origin of everyday things on the next episode of the Tony Perkins Show. Plus, Gary buys a heating pad. That's an exciting show.
Wait till you find out.
TonyPerkinsShow.com. Subscribe on iTunes and download the new Tony Perkins Show app.
The Tony Perkins Show.
What was that?
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Rofo, who is our big winner in the FanDuel situation? It's week 1 of fantasy football. How'd your team do? Let's find out. FanDuel.com, the leader in 1 week fantasy football. And we had our Mike O'Mara Show League this week. You got to get in early if you want to get it in next week. Do we have the results?
I actually have the results, Mike.
Rob Spiewak has the results.
Here are some key performers this week. Coming in at number 85, Dan Von Herman. 78, intern Adrian. Mike.
Wait, hold on a second. Dan Von Herman, like Katie's husband?
Yeah, he came in at number 85. I thought he wanted to mention.
Was he in the money?
He was not at number 85. You know
Very
who else
good. But you just mentioned him because you wanted to get Katie's husband in there,
and
right?
you know who else was not in the money at number 65? Mike O'Mara.
Mike O'Mara. So I went down from my previous seed. I knew that because that hump for Philadelphia Sam Bradford had a terrible game.
At number 41, your old buddy Rob Spiewak.
Oh, Rob Spiewak.
But you know who did finish in the money? Number 8, Rob Ford.
Rob Ford. Weird.
Wait a second.
Oh, when are you in tomorrow? Are you in tomorrow or not? Are you in tomorrow on the show?
I might be able to be.
Yes, I need you tomorrow. We need a segment with you about that. We're going to discuss that.
And of course,
what the F is? He's my general manager. What's he got his own team for?
And congratulations to our big winner this week, Rob Sake, coming in at number 1. You can compete next
Congratulations.
week.
How much money did he win? Did
75
he win
bones.
Wow. 75 bones. That's wonderful.
Nice
Congratulations.
Job.
All right. Well, we're talking about FanDuel. Want you to get in our league? You can compete against Mike, Rob, and Oscar by going to FanDuel.com and apparently Rofo as well. That's FanDuel.com/TMOS. $5 buys a lot of fun. My general manager, Rob Ford, starting his own team and winning money. Just go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner, use our code TMOS and sign up now. Special offer for new users. For every $1 you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200 that gets earned as you play. That's a bonus of up to $200. The offer is only good for the first 50 people that use the code TMOS. Remember to enter TMOS at FanDuel.com. FanDuel, where every single day is a new season. Sign up today. Let's open up the audio vault for Tuesday, September 15, 2015. Rob Spiewak.
Let's do it, Jacob.
Hey, Mike and Bear. It's time for audio vault.
The 21st season of Dancing with the Stars began last night, and normally I wouldn't mention it.
Sorry, I don't know. The crowd didn't like that, Rob.
I think you're going to be on board when you find out Gary Busey is among the stars. And when he competed, his score
That'd be a no on that one also. Gary Busey isn't going to get me. And I'm not on board.
He scored a 15, and his answer to that was, if you add up the digits, that's 6, and that's a double trinity. So whatever they take from that. But here he is following his dance. I love to watch him working with Bergeron.
Well, the reason they're screaming and whistling is because I paid them $1.
That's it?
No. How much fun do I have out there?
Yes, sir.
And fun, F-U-N, that stands for finally understanding nothing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes. Yeah, please.
Can I ask a question about Gary Busey?
Yeah.
Does he smoke cartons of Marlboros when he's not? Because he sounds like it's the lack of breath. Like
yeah, there's that.
Fun means fun is nothing. You know, it sounds like he's got a little.
That's very good.
Yeah.
COPD.
Yeah.
Well, I used to do that.
Can you say double trinity?
That's a double trinity.
All right.
Hard to do.
Anyway, we will keep an eye on him. I don't think he'll be around that long on the show or actually in life. So we'll keep an eye on him. I love when people sort of push the limits of censorship. Jimmy Kimmel came out and almost like Letterman last night, didn't start with a joke, started talking about how he has too many ants in his house.
Ants have taken over my home. Thousands of them, maybe millions of them. I haven't counted, but this has been going on gradually. And first they took our kitchen, and I thought that would be it. I was willing to let them have the kitchen. But then they invaded, for some reason, my backpack, which had no food in it. I don't know if they're trying to steal my secrets or what. I've done everything they say to do to fight these ants. We spray, they ignore the spray. We caulk the things, they eat the caulk, we re-caulk, and the little cocksuckers gobble right through that.
Fantastic. I loved it. And Mike, so sad. At the age of 65 yesterday, we lost Oreo Speedwagon guitarist Gary Richrath.
Is there a celebrity death that you will not share?
Well, no, because there's a
how
reason.
How low do you go? Because I saw that and I said, no, he won't use that one.
Question, Dosker, do you know what an Oreo Speedwagon is?
Oh, is it a real wagon, like a radio?
I know what it is.
wagon?
I think I know. I think I know the answer.
I don't know.
Is it a hearse?
No, it's a vintage fire truck.
Oh.
And it was the Oreo Speedwagon. Anyway,
Well,
he
you said
will be
Oreo.
missed. And
Is it Oreo?
it is R-E-O.
Oreo.
R-E-O.
Wow.
Spelled R-E-O. Mike, it's sad when you have a name that isn't good. And when you are in the RFA fighting division and your name is Danny Mainus, M-A-I-N-U-S. And when the Australian announcer gets excited when Mainus is fighting Chavez, you never can know what he's going to say.
Trying to slice Mainus open. Mainus getting beaten on. What's the back of the head? Could be in trouble here, Mainus. But Mainus is relaxed here, Pat. Still right in the back of Mainus. Good defense here from Mainus. There is a cut on Mainus. Mainus is in a bit of pain here.
You watch one, I'll watch the other, Michael.
I'll watch Mainus. Mainus could be in trouble. Mainus all bloodied up here.
Well, my anus is bleeding all over Chavez's chest.
Hold on. Stop for a second. Stop. Do you think they knew?
Of course they did.
They had to know.
They
But
had to know.
those were taken out over a whole fight. So
They were.
maybe, I want to think maybe my anus is
I
bleeding.
think he giggles at that point.
All I know is that
when he giggles, that gives
anytime,
it away.
anytime Mainus is bleeding all over Chavez, I say call the fight. That is your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
That's it. Another Mike O'Mara show has come and gone. Our show today brought to you by Harry's. Some people hate waking up in the morning. I love to wake up because I wake up to Harry's. I wake up to a better shave, a razor that feels great in my hand and on my face, and I wake up knowing that I didn't spend a fortune on razor blades. Harry's.com was started by two guys who are passionate about creating a better shaving experience, and right now, our listeners can get $5 off their first purchase of a starter set by using the code TMOS at checkout. How do they do it? Harry's bought a razor factory in Germany that's been making the highest quality blades for nearly a century. They ship from the factory straight to you, which cuts out the middleman, so you get the best shave and factory direct prices. Shipping is always free, and there's a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Say goodbye to choosing between expensive brands or cheap disposables, and say hello to Harry's. High-quality blades at a price you'll love. Go to harrys.com right now and enter the code TMOS at checkout to get $5 off your first purchase. That's a month's worth of shaving for just $10 with the TMOS code at checkout. Remember, harrys.com and the code TMOS. They're the best. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying we'll join you next time for another edition of the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.